Hey, how's it going, guys? In this video, we're just going to be talking about gua sha, also known as scraping. What are the benefits and how is the experience in itself, and what can you use to get started? So as you can probably tell, there is some redness already on my shin because I did scrape it a little bit before the making of this video. And that's the tool that I'm going to be using for the scraping. I originally used to just use the back of a butter knife, but even compared to this tool, the back of a butter knife tend to be a bit sharper, and it didn't give exactly the same results. This just felt more suitable for the job. I mean, it was literally designed for this, so I definitely recommend, if you're going to experiment with gua sha, to maybe get a tool for gua sha. But nonetheless, you can get results with the back end of a butter knife. It's just not the same. So right here, I'm literally just scraping my skin. And after scraping the shin, there was such a difference compared to the other shin that I didn't scrape that I just ended up scraping the other shin as well. Overall, after doing this, my ankle just felt more mobile. When I would move it around, there just felt like there was less tension, more fluidity, and just overall, yeah, just like my leg was a bit lighter. And as you could tell too, I do use a little bit of lotion. It's not as harsh of a process if you do. And right here, I'm just scraping my neck. I'm gonna throw up some pictures from the first time I ever had my neck scraped. It definitely left the most marks. In fact, I can't really even get a mark out of my neck anymore. But yeah, the first time I got my neck scraped, it was done with a Chinese soup spoon. And it was so intense in regards to it being painful that I was literally broken into a sweat. But for the most part, it definitely did help. But like I said, I can't get any more marks out of my neck since that one session. So I'm just, like I said, I'm going to show you guys some pictures as to what that looked like. And it felt like the back end of a box cutter was taken to my neck. It just felt like pure scraping. So as you can tell, it looks like just straight up road rash here or something. But like I said, I could never get these marks ever again, no matter how much I scrape my neck. So it's to be said, I guess, that tension was truly relieved that day, or released. And I was also told to even wrap my neck. I think it was colder at that time outside. And if I weren't to wrap my neck, with a scarf or something, that I would get sick. And I didn't really listen, and that's exactly what happened. I ended up getting sick. So that can happen with gua sha if you scrape yourself in a vulnerable spot and you expose it to, being outside in the cold. So just take note of that. And for the record, yes, this it definitely did help. I felt like I had more range of motion within my neck, and there was just overall less tension. So it wasn't for nothing, that's for sure. But yeah, even as I'm doing this on my neck right now, it is a bit more sensitive and it hurts a little bit. But I think that's just because the neck is a delicate area. No matter how much tension you have built up, I think it's always just gonna hurt a little bit more, as opposed to working on pretty much any other muscle on your body. And as far as how long I stay somewhere, it really depends how much color it's bringing up and how much marks it's bringing up. If it's bringing up some marks and a darker red color, I almost want to stay there longer because I feel like it needs it more. And as you're doing it, you almost have this intuitive sense as to if you want to keep working on a certain area. And so the question is, where can I scrape? And honestly, I'd first establish the areas that you can't scrape, which would be the more obvious areas, hopefully, but I would just list such as the groin area, or maybe your armpits, or in the crevice in your arm on the opposite side of your elbow. Otherwise, for the most part, a lot of your body can be scraped. I would just go to typical areas that hold tension for you, or if you had a certain injury somewhere, you could probably go there as well. Like on my shin, I had an injury. I had rolled my ankle, so that was an area I wanted to go to. Or maybe your neck and your traps bother you, so that's also a go-to. Or your lats or your chest. Or maybe you have a really tight IT band. I think that would even be a good idea as well. So you could just really play around and see what works for you for the most part. But chances are you're not really going to mess it up if you just avoid those areas that I had already mentioned. All right, and finally, what are the benefits of scraping or gua sha? And I'm just going to hop right into it right now with some already established studies that actually explain what the benefits are. So for starters, there was a mouse study at Harvard showing that gua sha helps upregulate gene expression for an enzyme that is an antioxidant and cytoprotectant, referred to as heme oxygenase 1, and I could be mispronouncing that, or it's referred to as HO1. Not only is it antioxidant, but also it has anti-inflammatory effects as well. HO1 plays a protective role in allergic disease and helps heal internal organs and inflammatory problems. HO1 also provides protection in many diseases such as asthma, organ transplant rejection, and inflammatory bowel disease. And aside from that, it obviously helps to promote blood circulation and potentially manipulate fascia tissue, as well as helping to break down some adhesions. Alright, and with all that being said, that'll be a wrap for this video. I hope this information was up to some use and to give you a good idea as to what gua sha, scraping, or Graston could be used for. If you found this video useful, please feel free to share it with a friend or even consider liking and subscribing. As always, thank you.